Virgo, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name is Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Virgo love reading. In this love reading today, we are going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest here at the end of January 2024. I'm going to do that by getting one card to represent the mutual point of interest between the two of you here at the end of January. Then I'm going to get 3 cards for you, Virgo, 3 cards for your person, and then I'm going to clarify everything with a second deck just to make sure we can get down to the bottom of the unknown truth about what's really going on in this love connection of yours. So let's get on with this Virgo January 2024 love reading, and let's get one card for what is the mutual point of interest between Virgo and their romantic person of interest here at the end of January 2024, please. Let's get one card. Okay. Let's get 3 for you, Virgo. What's going on with Virgo as it relates to their romantic person of interest and the connection between them at the end of January 2024? Okay. You just got 3 major arcana cards here. Something powerful going on for you. What's going on with your person? What's going on with Virgo's romantic person of interest as it relates to Virgo and the connection between them at the end of January 2024, please? Had a bunch of stuff feel like it was going to shoot out all at once. Quite a few cards kind of tried to come over like upside down but didn't. What's going on with Virgo's person? Let's get one more card. Henry will take you. Sideways it is. Okay, on the bottom of the deck, the overall energy of this reading is the 6 of Swords. This is Aquarius energy. This is a card about moving forward into calmer waters. It's about leaving rough, choppy waters of your past behind you where they belong and moving forward into calmer waters where there's more clarity, where you can see what you're doing, where you're actually moving forward toward the thing that you want. There is an implied choice that comes with this. This is the card that comes after the 5 of Swords, which is some mentally or psychologically painful situation or event. Here you're moving away from that painful thing. The painful thing has already happened though, so you can't do anything about the painful thing at this point. Your real choice in the matter is what you do moving forward. What do you do with that painful thing? Do you carry the burdens that that pain caused you into your future with you so that stuff continues to weigh you down? Or do you carry forward the lessons that painful thing taught you? That way you can go forward into your future and nothing like this ever happens to you again. So that's the real choice. A lot of times when I see this as the overall energy, it will be a choice in the connection of, am I moving forward with you or without you type of a thing. I have the 8 of Pentacles right underneath that. This is Virgo energy of work. It's putting in the work, time, effort, and energy on something to get what you want, or at the very least having the willingness to put in that work on something. I'm not really digging this here. 3 of Cups right behind that is Cancer energy. This is sometimes an energy of being united and celebrating, or like reconciliation energy of being reunited and celebrating. Sometimes this can represent a third-party love situation because we do have 3 cups of love in the picture here. This is not necessarily feeling like that yet. This is more feeling like there's been somebody here that's like moving on. They're leaving this connection behind, and someone else is wanting to work on it and then try to get things back together here. That's what this is looking like. At least that's the overall gist of what it looks like this reading is going to talk to me about. This mutual point of interest. Got ashes all over my arm from the Palo Santo before I started the camera. This mutual point of interest is shared energy that affects both of you in some way here at the end of January 2024. Doesn't always affect you both exactly the same way. Sometimes they do this and you feel the consequences of it, or vice versa. Sometimes they say or do something and it makes you feel or act this way, or vice versa. Sometimes it's legitimately some external thing that's impacting you both. But the mutual point of interest between the two of you is the 8 of Cups. This is Pisces energy. This is an energy of like emotionally detaching or physically detaching and walking away. The person on the card walks away from 8 full cups of love because either they believe there's something better out there for them, or they believe that what they have here isn't quite enough to like bring them their ninth and their 10th cup. So this is about choosing to walk away from something that you have, making that difficult decision to do that, to go down a brand new path in search of your ninth and your 10th cup, your own personal happiness and wish fulfillment, that happily ever after that we all really want, like that happy fairy tale love connection that we all dream about. This is walking away from something that's not that to go in search of that. Sometimes this can represent a person who has like the grass is greener on the other side of the fence type of a syndrome going on, where they think there might be something better and damn it, I got to go check it out. And what they usually find out is the grass is not greener on the other side of the fence. It's greener where you water it and nurture it and pour something of yourself into it. So they usually find out the grass isn't greener over there, and then a lot of times they'll try to make a comeback. Let's clarify this for you. Tell me more about this Eight of Cups. Why is that the mutual point of interest between Virgo and their romantic person of interest? Okay, let's see. Well. You can't get much more clear than that. Bottom of the deck, yeah. Four of Pentacles. This is Capricorn energy of holding on tightly to something and not wanting to let go of it. Right behind that Four of Pentacles is the Four of Cups. That's twice I've got that dynamic happening here. The Four of Cups is Cancer energy of not being fully happy, not being fully content with what's right here in front of you. Notice we do see the Three of Cups, 3 cards down in this overall energy. And I've got 3 cups here in front of someone that they're not fully happy with. So much so that they're daydreaming about, kind of preoccupied with this other cup, this other thing that they think will lead them to their happiness and fulfillment. Now, sometimes this can represent a love offer being on the table between 2 people, and no one said yes to it, no one said no to it. It's just kind of been left hanging here in the air with nothing being done about it. Sometimes this can represent that you or your person are contemplating making a love offer, but not doing it, maybe out of fear of rejection. This usually is just like there's something going on here that I'm not fully happy with. If you're staring at 3 cups, this could indicate that you are looking for reconciliation here after someone has moved on, after someone has detached and walked away. Could also mean that for your person, they're looking for reconciliation and thinking about that, not wanting to let go of this connection. When I clarify this Eight of Cups, I get the Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles. So I got 2 4s on the bottom of the deck. Now I have 2 9s right here. This Nine of Pentacles is singles energy. It's Virgo energy, but it's about being self-sufficient. It's about being independent, about being able to take care of yourself. This is like with you or without you, or even in spite of you. I'm single and prosperous and abundant and stable in my own right. I don't need someone to physically take care of me. I don't need someone to financially take care of me. I'm fully capable of taking care of me myself. This does not mean that both of you want to be single, as much as it looks like it means that you are single right now, as in not physically together. This is a step backwards from the Ten of Pentacles, which is like being physically combined together, like combining lives together, building a life together. This is a step backwards from that, and this is doing that on your own. Next, I have another singles energy. There's 2 of them in the deck, the Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups. We have both of them right here. The Nine of Cups is Pisces energy. This is being like emotionally single, emotionally happy and content in and of yourself, not needing an external person to make you happy, not needing an external person to make you feel whole or to make you feel loved. This is about all of that stuff coming from inside yourself and not needing that from another person. I said here in the Eight of Cups, this is about walking away from the 8 cups, going off in search of the 9th and the 10th cup. It looks like we've had an emotional detachment, a physical detachment, like physically moving away, physically leaving someone behind, emotionally leaving someone behind. I have 2 singles energies right here with this detaching energy, but I also have an energy of someone who's not happy with this and who is wanting to hold on tightly and not let go of that. And this final clarifier, the Seven of Pentacles, is Taurus energy. This is a period of time where there's this pause to reflect and to take stock of this connection, to take stock of this whole situation. And what you're doing is looking at the seeds that have been planted between the two of you, and you're trying to decide, is this going to ever turn into that 10 of Pentacles that I want? Is it going to advance from where we are now and get to this combining together that I want? Is this worth me continuing to put in all my work and all my time, effort, and energy trying to make this happen? Or is this a spot where maybe it's never going to pan out the way I want it to? Maybe it's time for me to cut my losses and just move on, just detach from this and move on. So this represents that period of time where there's this reflecting on things of that nature here. That is the mutual point of interest that affects both of you. I will come back to these energies as I move through the reading to see if I can get any more out of it, to see how it makes sense. I'll come back to it as I go through your energy, because then I'll be able to see how it applies to you. I'll come back to it again as I go through your person's energy, because then I can see how it applies to them. But that's the shared energy affecting you both. At the end of January 2024, Virgo, your energy in this connection, like the first card, is always the most important for you. It's the Magician. Central to your energy is Death, and your final card is the Tower. So we got 3 major arcana cards for you. This is a very powerful change taking place for you. This Magician card is the Mac Daddy Master Manifester of the Tarot deck. This is someone that has all the tools and abilities and resources to create the world around them, to shape the world around them to be in alignment with what their will desires. He's got all 4 aces in front of him. The aces are the wands of the suits, the 4 wands, which would be 1111, which is the number of manifesting. So this usually means that you are actively manifesting something here. It can sometimes mean, like, even though this is your energy, a lot of times what happens for me, especially in personal readings, is that the other person will have done something and they have created some sort of a situation that I'm reading about here, and it shows up first in your energy because what they're doing or what they did is so strongly affecting you. So I'm going to clarify this and find out which way that goes, whether that's you manifesting something or whether they have manifested something for you. Tell me more about this Magician. Why is that the first card in Virgo's energy at the end of January 2024? Okay, come here. Get these in the right order. The one that fell was first. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, King of Pentacles. This is either Taurus or Virgo energy. This is usually like a husband figure or, stable, committed person that I'm building my life with, like the other half to the equation that makes that 10 of Pentacles that we were referring to here when we looked at this 7 of Pentacles. Is it going to turn into the 10 of Pentacles or not? Got the 9 of Pentacles here, which is not being physically together. This is being physically on your own. And I don't have the Queen of Pentacles out here yet, but I'm seeing the King under the surface of this. This is looking like your person manifesting something. Or it could be you trying to manifest your person back, like trying to figure out how to get them back here. I do see working on things and possible reconciliation. Shit, I didn't go far enough. I have Temperance right below that, which is another card that can mean reconciliation. Okay, let's see. Under this King of Pentacles, I have the 3 of Wands, which is Aries energy. This is being at the beginning stages of manifesting something. In the 2 of Wands, the card before this, you're at a fork in the road, like a crossroads in your life, a decision point, and the decisions about what is it that I really want my world to be like, and which of these 2 paths gets me there. In the 3 of Wands, you've already decided what you want. You've already chosen the path that you believe gets you there, and you've already started taking steps in that direction, trying to manifest the thing that you want and having this positive expectancy that the thing that you want is going to happen. It just hasn't happened yet, and you're waiting on that to kind of fully materialize here. This almost feels like waiting on husband, or waiting on like this other half of my building a life type of equation here. And then I have the Star right behind that, which is Aquarius major arcana energy. This is a card of healing. It's a card of hope. Sometimes it's a card of wish fulfillment. Sometimes in a relationship reading, this card can indicate that you believe this person is the one for you, that you're feeling like guided toward them. This would not be like God or source or spirit or, the all, the universe, however you view that. This is not them beaming down a message saying, oh, this is the one for them. That's not what this means. This is showing up in your energy. So it can mean that either you're waiting on things to be healed here, or that you are believing that this person is the one for you and you're waiting on them, probably trying to maintain the hope that this can be healed and put back together. This is also the card that comes immediately after the Tower in the sequence of the major arcana. So you don't make it to the star energy without going through a tower of some kind first, where something important in your life comes crashing down all around you. When that happens, it's really hard to see the way moving forward from there. Like nothing's the same as it was yesterday. All these plans that I had are just gone. All these beliefs that I had are just gone. And it's hard to figure out what to do from there. But this is the guiding light from the universe that lights the way for you so you can see your path forward. It's like where hope comes from. It's where healing comes from. And this is looking like you waiting on them, waiting on being able to heal things with them. When I clarify this Magician for you, I get the 5 of Wands, the 2 of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and the Emperor. 5 of Wands is Leo energy. Fives are conflict. Fives are change. Wands are about passion or desire. This would be a conflict in your desires. In other words, an internal conflict where there's a piece of you that wants this one thing and there's another piece of you that wants something different than that, possibly more than 2 things, and you're kind of torn between these different things that you want, and you're playing this internal battle of tug of war in terms of what it is you actually desire, and you're pulling yourself in different directions at the same time. This can sometimes indicate that there's an internal conflict between the two of you. In other words, you want one thing and they want something different than that, and you guys are pulling against each other instead of pulling in the same direction. If you're manifesting something from a place of being internally conflicted about what you even want, that is a really good way to manifest the opposite of what you want, or to manifest more than one thing happening at the same time, and like some bigger problem can develop out of that. I'm not sure if this is you being conflicted about what it is you're trying to create here, or if there's some pulling in different directions. Next, I have the 2 of Swords. This is Libra energy of a decision that needs to be made, only it hasn't been made yet. Sometimes the person hasn't made the decision because there's blindfolded there. There's not enough information to make the decision. Sometimes that blindfold is like the blinders, where there's something that they don't want to be true. There's something they don't want to see. They don't want to look at that as an option. So they're choosing to leave the blindfold on purpose and not decide something. Sometimes this would be a decision that needs made, but it's not your decision to make. It's someone else's decision to make, and therefore you can't make it. Could be you want one thing, they want something different, and the decision hasn't been made yet. This could be you're internally conflicted about what you even want at this stage, and no decision has been made about what it is you're actually going to create. Do have the Ace of Wands next, which is an opportunity here. This is a passion, new beginning, a new beginning in passion and desire. The wand is the phallic symbol of the tarot deck, so it can represent the male phallus, using it to be intimate, sexual energy, sex. This can be like the spark of a new connection. This can be like re-sparking a connection, like starting back over from square one, like sparking it back up, firing the connection back up, re-sparking the passion and the desire. But there hasn't been a decision made on that yet. Final card here to clarify that Magician is the other master manifester of the major arcana, the Emperor. This is Aries major arcana energy. This is a person who's a master manifester in the sense that they have all the tools, abilities, and resources to put together a plan to get what they want, and then execute that plan to get what they want. This is about taking control of the situation, taking charge of the situation, putting barriers and boundaries in place, making the rules, kind of like laying the law down. Sometimes this is someone that's in the way. Sometimes this can represent your person as the one that's actually in control of this, whether or not we're going to spark this back up, whether or not maybe they have a new passionate beginning somewhere else, and now there's a decision that needs made between the two of you. I'm not 100% sure. Again, I have this strong feeling like somebody has left and somebody else wants to work on it. And it's looking like maybe you're not necessarily the one that's in control of what's actually going to go down here. Central to your energy for the end of January 2024, Virgo, is death. This is the Scorpio Major Arcana card. This is an ending to something. This is something dying so that it can be reborn again in a different way. This is a painful transformation process taking place. This is basically what we're going through right now astrologically with Pluto going into Aquarius. That kind of sums up the death card. Pluto, death in the tower. That's pretty much what's happening right now. This is something has come to an end. Tell me about death, please. Why is death the central energy for Virgo at the end of January 2024? Taking an extra card here. Where did you go? Bottom of the deck. Four of Pentacles again. This is Capricorn energy. Again, holding on tightly to something and not wanting to let go of it. Something has died, and there's some aspect of this that you just don't want to let go of. Get Four of Cups again, so that's twice I've seen these two in this order. There's Cancer energy. You're not fully happy, not fully content with what you have in front of you. Looking at these three cups, you're probably wanting to resist the ending of this connection and hold on to it anyway, and probably daydreaming about that cup of love. Either that would be you daydreaming about getting this connection with them back, getting that cup of love representing them, or it is entirely possible that they brought someone else into the mix. I don't have anything concrete on that yet, so that this is speculation on my part at this point. It could be that, but I don't have anything to really suggest it yet. Eight of Wands is right behind that. This is Sagittarius energy. This is the second fastest moving energy in the deck. This is the only thing faster than this is the Chariot. This is rapid forward movement on something, rapid progress on something that there's a lot of passion and desire for. Can be rapid back and forth, passionate communicating. This is not really feeling like any of that. The other thing that it can mean is a lot of energy coming at you all at one time. And it would be like trying to take a drink of water out of a fire hose. It's just too much, too fast, all at once, and it's overwhelming. And it's like too much to handle, too much to process all at once. Which death can definitely do that to you. This is a massive, painful transformation process. When I clarify death, I get four cards. I get the High Priestess, the Moon, King of Swords, and Judgment. The High Priestess is she who knows. She sits in front of the veil of consciousness, so she knows everything, she sees everything. The problem with her, she doesn't always tell us everything, so this card can indicate there's information you don't physically have. Even though she doesn't tell us everything outright, she does most of the time clue us in through our intuition, through gut feelings, through signs, like inner knowing, like synchronicities, like dreams that have messages in them. There's some way that she clues us in. Usually when I see this, it would represent that your intuition has been screaming at you, and there's something that you know, even though you don't have any way of knowing it. Like you could feel that something isn't quite right here. It's right beside this Five of Wands, this internal conflict that you have. Most of the time when your High Priestess is talking to you and she's telling you something that you don't have any way of knowing, you can't verify it, you feel it, you think it's probably correct, but you can't prove it. And most of the time when that's going on, she's telling you something that you do not want to be true. And it's really hard for a lot of people to accept what the intuition is telling them, to listen to that, to accept that. And they try to resist against it. This would be like fighting a piece of yourself, being internally conflicted about whether or not you can trust your intuition. Next, I have the moon, which is an energy of fear, worry, anxiety, usually based on uncertainty. This is also an energy, like when the moon's out, it's dark outside. So this can represent something being hidden in the dark, a secret being kept. It can represent there's something going on that you don't know about, that you haven't seen yet. Either one of these cards individually will tell you that there's something going on that's like more than meets the eye, and you don't know the facts on everything. We've got both of them. Not only both of them in your energy, both of them right back to back with each other. Clarifying death. So this is like something has died, like you intuitively know something, but then there's also something that's being hidden from you that you don't know. And right beside that moon card is the Two of Swords, that decision that needs to be made, only it hasn't been made. That blindfold can mean there's something that you don't see yet. Next, I have the King of Swords to clarify death. This is either Aquarius energy or Gemini energy. This is the chief decision maker of the tarot deck. It's someone who's very smart and logical and rational and reasonable and fair. And they're interested in the truth and the facts of the matter. Like, what is it that I can see right in front of me? This is not someone who consults their emotions when they make their decisions. They're looking only at the truth and the facts and what's verifiable right in front of me. Let me do the math on this and add your numbers up and see if that all works out correctly. Like, I'll believe you when you can prove it to me type of an energy. This is someone that they're not like emotionless. It's not like they don't have emotions. All human beings do, but this is someone who does not want to consult their emotions. They don't want to give their emotions any weight when they're deciding things. So this is usually someone who doesn't really care about the story behind what's going on. They don't really care like how you feel about something or even how they feel about something. This is just like, I'm going to look at what's right here and I'm going to make the best, most logical, rational decision available here. A lot of times that can feel like someone who's cold and calculated. The swords represent the thoughts, the conscious mind. And I've got here the High Priestess, the unconscious mind, the intuition. And there could be a conflict between those two things. There could be something that you don't see, and that's the thing about the conscious, logical, rational mind. It needs proof. It needs to see the visuals. It needs to see, like, are aliens real? Maybe, but until you can show me one, I can't fully believe you. That's conscious mind. And this is like, there's something that you don't see yet, which is keeping the conscious mind out of the loop, so to speak. The conscious mind here, the thinking, is sitting directly beside the wand, the desire for something, this probably desire to re-spark a connection. Final clarifier for death is judgment. This is a final decision being made. It's passing a final verdict and judgment on something. In a relationship reading, that judgment is, we're going to call this dead and over with, which I'm clarifying death right now. The other decision that this could be is we're going to decide to resurrect this. We're going to bring it back from the dead. We're going to bring it back to life and transform it so it's never the same again. We're going to try to re-spark this. That's probably what conscious mind wants. That's probably what... There's some element, though, of the logic and the reason not having all the information, not having all the answers, having something missing there. And this judgment card is sitting right beside the Emperor, which tells me that, again, this isn't your final decision here. It's not up to you on whether it's dead or whether it comes back to life. This feels strongly like it's up to your person. Not 100% sure on that, but that's the feeling I'm getting. Virgo, your final card is the Tower. Again, we alluded to this earlier when we saw the star. This is the collapse of something important in your life. This is sometimes the collapse of a relationship. Sometimes this is the collapse of a belief system. In other words, like, I believed this connection was one way and now this has happened and it's shattered my belief and I no longer believe the same thing that I did. Again, this is like a game changer. Nothing's the same as it was before after this tower happens. Tell me about the tower. Why is that here? Virgo's energy. Okay. Bottom of the deck. Page of Wands. Pages are messengers, so this would be news and messages and communications about some, passionate thing, passionate messages, passionate communications going back and forth. This is also the minor arcana version of the Fool. The Fool is about just saying, you know what, screw it, I'm going to go for it. And they take that blind leap of faith off the cliff. They don't need to know how it's going to work. They don't even need to know how it's going to happen. They're just going to go for it, and they'll figure it out as they move along. This is a more toned down version of that. This is more like having the willingness to take the very first steps down a brand new path towards something that there's passion and desire for. The Lovers. This is Gemini's major arcana card. This is explaining to me what the Tower represents here. There's passionate messages. Someone had the willingness to take the steps down a new path towards something there's desire for. The Lovers is some other connection that they have. Before it was called the Lovers, it used to be called the Choice. So it represents a choice in a love connection, and they chose to go down a new path. They chose to move away from something and leave it behind to go toward what they wanted, what they desired. They emotionally detached and walked away. They either became single, or a lot of times I'll see before the person comes single, they start representing themselves as if they are single in the physical sense. They represent themselves as if they are single in the emotional sense of things. That's how they detach so that they can do that. This is looking like a choice between lovers comes up. That could be what this choice is here that's showing up that hasn't been made yet. It could be what this Ace of Wands is representing here, this spark of some new passionate thing, a passionate new beginning. It could be why the connection's dead. You could have been having gut feelings that something like this was going on but couldn't prove it because somebody was keeping secrets from you and hiding things in the dark, possibly out of their own best interest. But either way, it's got your logic messed up here. Yeah. And the person that's doing this is the husband figure again. This is either Virgo or Taurus energy. This is like the person I'm building my life with, the other half of my equation and combining things together. And then there's that energy again of you waiting on that person for something and expecting something is going to come out of what you're trying to manifest here. When I clarify the Tower, I get Temperance, Seven of Wands, Five of Pentacles. Temperance is Sagittarius major arcana energy. You've had a lot of major arcana out here. Let's see. We look at the signs. We've got Sagittarius here. We've got Leo, Libra, Aries, Scorpio, Pisces, Aquarius or Gemini. Some fire energy here. A little bit of Leo, a little bit of Taurus. You could be dealing with any of those signs. We got a little bit of Pisces over here, some more Virgo, some more Pisces, a little bit of Taurus. You could be dealing with any of those signs, but in a collective reading like this, it's going to be almost impossible for me to pin down exactly who you are dealing with specifically, because I'm not tapping into your specific energy as an individual person the same way I would if I were doing a personal reading for you. So I'm just going to continue to call out the signs that stick out prominently as they come to me, just in case they mean anything to you. But this is Sagittarius energy. It can represent patience. It can represent like not blending things together all at once and like being able to come back in and make adjustments to something to try to balance something back out. A lot of times this can represent reconciliation because in tarot, water represents love. And here the love has been separated into two different cups, but this angel is recombining the love back together. There's this energy here of you probably wanting to work on it, probably wanting to be patient with it and try to recombine it. Yeah, there's Temperance again right there. There's the King of Swords again right there. Holy shit, there's Judgment again right there, all in the same order. that they came out here. And I also have that Queen of Pentacles. We've seen the King of Pentacles more than once now, and here is the other half of the equation buried way down deep under all of this stuff. This is looking like you having reconciliation energy here. Possibly your intuition screaming at you about something, which is why there's this internal conflict for you. It would look like a conflict between your head and your heart. There's like a conflict between what you're emotionally feeling versus what common sense and logic and reason is telling you. And it's like your intuition doesn't have the actual facts in front of you so you could see it and verify it and prove it. And your conscious mind also is missing pieces of information because someone's hiding something. Next, to clarify the Tower, I have the Seven of Wands, Leo energy. This is an energy of being defensive about something, like defending your position, defending your stance on something, being willing to fight for what it is that you desire, fight for what you believe in, fight for what's right, fight for this connection. The problem with that is, like, the way it's laid on the table, what's going on behind your back is hidden in the dark. There's something deceptive going on there, and you don't know about it. And following that same row across, Two of Swords, you're blindfolded. There's a piece of information you're missing, and either you can't make the decision because of that, or the decision isn't even yours to make, it's your person's, and that's what I'm feeling here. The final clarifier for the Tower is the Five of Pentacles. This is Taurus energy. Again, fives are conflict, they're change. This is abandonment. This is a being abandoned. It's about being cast aside, left out in the cold, discarded, thrown away, walked away from. This is a breakup energy. And it's like you trying to resist that, trying to fight against that. But then there's this King of Swords energy beside it. If that's your person, that's them being emotionally distant and cold and calculated. And I'm not understanding here how we get this idea of re-sparking the thing and a breakup being there and logic and reason being in the middle of this. This doesn't feel right to me. This does not feel right to me at all. I don't know if that King of Swords is representing a piece of you or a piece of your person. It could actually be representing a piece of each of you at the same time, and it's just two different layers to the story. Either way, the only things that don't have a complete row to fit with them are the Emperor and Judgment. So some final decision about whether this is dead and over or whether we're bringing it back to life looks like is beyond your control. There's someone else that is in control of that. Scoot this over a little bit and get some more room. That is your energy in this connection at the end of January 2024. Let's take a look at your person's energy. Their first card is their most important. For them, it's the Queen of Cups. Central to their energy is the Page of Pentacles. And their final card is the Empress. Queen of Cups is Cancer energy. This would be a person that has a lot of love and emotions for them, or a person that they have a lot of love and emotions for. The Queen of Cups is also the most intuitive queen in the deck. I do already have the High Priestess out here in your energy. This would be someone who is normally in touch with their emotions and normally listens to their intuition. This could be someone that pours their love into this person that could be representing you. Tell me about this Queen of Cups. Why is that the first card in Virgo's person's energy? Well, bottom of the deck, Four of Cups. More Cancer energy. Again, this is about them not being fully happy and fully content with what they have. And they're daydreaming about this other cup, this other thing that they believe is going to bring them their happiness and their fulfillment. Four of Pentacles underneath that. So they're reversed in order now. Every other time we've seen the Capricorn Four of Pentacles first, and then this Cancer Four of Cups. Now they're the opposite. This is Capricorn energy of holding on tightly to something and not wanting to let go of it. Page of Swords. News, messages, communication. This is also an energy of someone who's like trying to learn something, trying to figure something out, doing their due diligence, their research, like studying something, trying to figure something out. Sometimes this is an energy of spying on somebody. What they're looking to is something in the past most of the time, though. The Empress. They're trying to figure the Empress out. She's the mother of the tarot deck. She's perpetually pregnant, so she's always giving birth to something. So in a relationship reading, she represents the birth of something new. That's usually the birth of a new connection. I'm not happy with what I have, yet I'm kind of greedy and stingy and want to hold on to something here. And at the same time, I'm trying to figure out how to birth something new. I'm still not understanding if this Queen of Cups is representing your energy, Virgo, or some other person that they're trying to birth something new with. Probably that. When I clarify Queen of Cups, I get Two of Cups, Five of Swords, Six of Swords, Ten of Swords. Swords are what I'm not wanting to see in a love reading. I'm wanting to see a bunch of cups. I was okay with Queen of Cups and semi-okay with Four of Cups. I saw Two of Cups. I'm like, okay, this might be okay. But then sword, 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 and not good ones. Two of Cups is Cancer energy. Again, twos are choices. They're decisions. This is an emotional decision. It's a romantic, emotional connection between two people. It's also a two, which represents a choice. And that can be a choice in the connection. It can be a choice between two different cups. I think that's it. I think they're not happy with the cups that they have, and they're daydreaming about a different cup. Five of Swords is Aquarius energy. I alluded to this when I explained this overall energy of the reading of the Six of Swords. This is the card that comes before that. Again, fives are conflict. Fives are change. Swords are communications and thoughts. So this could be a conflict in their thinking. More likely it's a conflict communicating, as in a verbal conflict, a fight, an argument, words being used like weapons. This also represents a betrayal happening, or a person who has this winning at all costs mentality, like I'm going to get what I want and I don't care what happens to you as long as I get what I want. That's all that's important. Can represent something like that. King of Swords can be that cold, calculated, detached kind of person that's looking out for number one. I do have another detached energy here, detaching emotionally and physically and walking away. This is looking like a betrayal. Six of Swords, which again is the overall energy. It's the card that comes after the Five of Swords. This is moving away from that painful situation or event, leaving something behind, leaving it in the past where it belongs, and moving forward into their future toward the thing that they want. There is an implied choice again, and like, this painful shit has happened. That can't be changed now, but do I carry the burden of that into my future with me? Or do I carry the lessons I learned from this into my future with me? Ten of Swords is the final clarifier for Queen of Cups. This is Gemini energy. This is a completion card. This is a swift, painful ending to something. A lot of times it's an ending that you didn't see coming, which is why the swords end up in your back. Sometimes this is an ending in betrayal, hence the swords in the back. I've got two cards in this column referencing a betrayal, a decision about more than one person, or a decision about the connection itself and then leaving it behind after some betrayal or in the midst of some betrayal, because I have two betrayal cards. And that leaving it behind and walking away from it in the middle of those two. Central to your person's energy, Page of Pentacles, news, messages, communications about some physical, tangible opportunity presenting itself. A lot of times this will be being at like the beginning stages of planning for the future. Tell me about this Page of Pentacles. Why is that central to Virgo's person's energy? Makes you what? Bottom of the deck, Three of Wands. Aries energy, we've already seen this. This is being at the beginning stages of manifesting something. Beginning stages of a plan for their future. This is them having already chosen the path that they believe leads them to what they want. They've already started taking actions on that, taking steps down that path, fully expecting that the thing they want is going to happen. It just hasn't happened yet. Page of Wands. There's that willingness to take the very first steps down a brand new path towards something there's passion and desire for. Passionate communicating. The Lovers. This is what they want. There's some other connection they have. See, like, if this Queen of Cups represents you, we've got the Two of Cups tied to it. So yes, there's a connection there, but there's also a choice, either about it, the connection, or a choice between two people, you and this person they're birthing something new with. The Lovers is the major arcana version of that Two of Cups, so it's even more powerful. This is them having, like, expecting something, having the willingness to go down this path towards something new that they view as more powerful. King of Pentacles. There's that husband type energy, that stable, committed person that's building their life with me type of an energy in the background of all that. It's like all of this stuff is ahead of who they are to you. It's probably what these are representing. In their heart, they're viewing themselves as emotionally single. In their mind, they're viewing themselves as physically single. They're probably presenting themselves as detached and single and available in the physical world. There's something that they're waiting on, though. For you, this felt like contemplation. Like, is this going to work out, or do I cut my losses and move on? In that period of time where you think about that. For them, it feels like a period of time where they're waiting on some seeds that have already been planted to actually fully develop. They're waiting on this beginning stages of their plan to happen. They're waiting on this thing that they're trying to create to actually materialize. And in the meantime, they're taking steps down that path. When I clarify Page of Pentacles, I get Justice, Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. Justice is the Libra Major Arcana card. It's the most powerful card of balance in the tarot deck. It's about doing the right, fair, just thing. The sword in this card is used to sever something that's not in balance, so balance gets restored, and then the right, fair, just thing can happen. The fact that the card is here tells me something unfair and unjust is going on, or there would be no need to correct that. There would be no need to rebalance things here. That's right beside this Two of Cups, this choice about probably more than one cup of love. Next, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So we're advancing from the Page, which is about communications of an opportunity. Communications, like planning things. Knights are action takers. So this is about taking actions on the plan that was created here. This is talking about it, and this is going from talking about it to doing something about it. And there's an element of unfairness and not balance tied to this. This is the slowest moving knight in the deck. It's very slow forward movement, like molasses. This is like one drip at a time kind of an energy, not in a big hurry, not in a big rush. It can also represent someone who knows what they're supposed to do and just doesn't do it for some reason. He's carrying the Ace of Pentacles with him. He has it in his hand. He knows it's there. He's looking at it. But the fields behind him are completely empty because he hasn't gotten off his ass and planted the seed yet. So this can be the person who knows what they're supposed to do and just doesn't do it. Likewise, the opposite of that can also be true. It can be a person who knows what they're not supposed to do. Like, he knows he's not supposed to sit on his ass, and yet that's what he's doing anyway. This is a person who's doing something unfair. And it's sitting right beside Five of Swords, which is betrayal. It's getting what I want even if it hurts you and they don't care, they're not supposed to be doing that. Ace of Cups is the next clarifier. This is a new beginning in love and emotions. That's what this new cup came from. When I keep seeing that Four of Cups, this is the cup that's hanging in the air for them, the one that they can't get off of their mind. And in order to get to this new cup of love, they have to leave someone else behind so that they can move forward toward what they want. The final card in your person's energy at the end of January 2024, Virgo, is the Empress. Again, we've already seen this. It's the mother of the tarot deck. She's always pregnant. She's always giving birth to something. She represents the birth of something new. I see this Three of Wands. They're waiting on something. The Three of the major arcana is the Empress. She rules over the threes of the four suits. We've seen the Three of Cups. And this Three of Wands. I don't have Three of Swords, which could be another external person causing some heartbreaking thing. I don't have Seven of Swords. I don't see lying, cheating, deception, sneaking around, trying to get away with something. I just see straight up betrayal. New person, choice, new person, unfair, birth of something new, waiting on something that I believe is going to happen, taking steps toward another lover. This would be the gateway between the universe and this physical reality that we live in. Whenever someone is at the beginning stages of manifesting something and they're expecting it to arrive, just like an expecting mother is expecting a baby to arrive, and it hasn't fully materialized yet. It hasn't been birthed into the physical reality yet. That's how it gets birthed into the physical reality. So this is looking like birthed a new connection. The thing that they're wanting to move forward toward arrives here. Tell me about the Empress, please. Why is that the final card? Virgo's person of interest. Let's get one more on that Empress, please. Bottom of the deck, Page of Wands. Again, news and messages and communications about passion and desire. That's pretty much the blueprint for how to birth something new. This is also a person who has the willingness to take the first steps down a brand new path towards something there's passion and desire for. Again, the overall, or the shared energy affecting you both is someone who is detaching and choosing to walk away from what they have to go down a brand new path that leads to the 9 and 10 of Cups for them. Happiness and wish fulfillment, happily ever after that they want. Person who has the willingness to go down a brand new path. Ace of Pentacles. We referenced that with the Knight of Pentacles out here, the seed of abundance. This represents a physical, tangible, new opportunity presenting itself to your person to birth something new. They're communicating about what they desire. They're taking steps down the path to get it, and the opportunity physically presents itself. This feels like physically presenting itself with the opportunity to do something with this new person. Yeah, I've been waiting on that, fully expecting that this is going to show up, and here it is showing up. Yeah, definitely here it is, because there's the Four of Wands. Right after the 3 is the 4. This is like when I'm expecting it to happen, the thing that I want. I'm at the beginning stages of manifesting it. It's just not fully here yet, and I'm waiting on it to show up. Well, the 4 it's here. It's stable. It's physically here. Those 4 wands represent 1111, which is the number of manifesting. We saw that with the Magician over here. This is like the thing that they've tried to manifest has arrived. When I clarify the Empress, Knight of Swords, King of Wands, the World. Knight of Swords is the fastest moving knight in the deck. We just saw him central to their energy, this Knight of Pentacles, this slow, methodical, one step at a time pace, not being in a hurry, not being in a rush, slow, steady progress toward this new beginning of love and emotions that they want. And now we see the birth of something new. The thing has arrived, and here's this bat out of hell energy. This is like rushing forward, taking some rapid, very decisive action. This is fast energy. This would seem like out of the blue, out of nowhere, spur of the moment, spontaneous, like impulsive kind of an energy. It's not fair. It's not just, whatever that action is that they're taking there, because it leads to another connection. Next, to clarify, the Empress is the King of Wands. This is either Leo or Sagittarius energy. This is a bold, passionate, fiery, determined person that knows exactly what they want, and they go after it. They don't take no for an answer. They don't let obstacles stop them. This is the person who's going to find a way to get what he wants, or he's going to make a way to get what he wants. It's also the pinnacle of the wand suit. Like I told you when we saw the Ace of Wands in your energy, that's the phallic symbol of the deck. Sexual energy. This is the pinnacle of the wand suit. So this is not just someone who's like driven and motivated and determined and ambitious by nature. It's also someone who's very driven and motivated by passion and sexual energy. Taking this very spontaneous, not fully thought out type of movement. I can't really say that I don't feel like this is fully thought out. I saw planning for the future already. I saw waiting on something multiple times. And I even have the Emperor over here, the person who has the ability to put together the plan to get what they want and execute the plan. And they're actually in control of whether or not this is dead and over or can be resurrected here. Being driven by passion and desire and doing the thing that they know they're not supposed to do, which is why it's unfair and unjust, because they're doing something wrong and they know it, and it's a betrayal and it's painful for you, and they just flat ass don't care as long as I get this cup that I want. Final clarifier for this Empress, this birth of something new, is the World, the final card of the major arcana. This is a card of completions. This represents the ending of one cycle and at the same time the beginning of a new cycle. It's right here beside this Ace of Cups. Well, actually, this whole row, we got Six of Swords, leaving something in the past, moving away from something from my past and forward toward what I want. What I want is this Ace of Cups. So this is like I'm leaving you behind and moving forward toward this new beginning. That's the ending of the cycle between us and the beginning of the next new cycle, where I'm taking steps forward, the Ace of Cups that I want. The only thing in their energy that doesn't have something to complete a row with it is this Ten of Swords. A swift, painful ending, an ending you don't see coming, an ending in betrayal. When I look at death on your side, this painful transformation, this ending, the Tower right beside it, the High Priestess and the Moon, I really don't think that you saw this coming. I don't think that you had factual information of like uncovered their plan or saw who this other person was or any of that stuff. I think you could feel the difference in your person. I think you could feel it when they got detached emotionally. I think you could feel that something was off, but you didn't know exactly what it was. And I think it's because they were keeping you in the dark on some stuff. I don't think you knew about it. This Two of Swords is really feeling now like this ain't even your decision. It's their decision. The part of that concerns me for you is if I've read this accurately, and I hope to God for you, I've totally screwed this up and this is like nothing to do with what's happening for you. But if it is, the part that concerns me is the blinders that you have on, because I saw this energy here of like resisting the ending of it, still wanting to put the work in, still wanting reconciliation, still willing to be patient and blend it back together, probably even suspending your logic and critical thinking here and listening to what you feel like you want, even though what you want isn't actually good for you. I'm worried that there are elements to this that you're not wanting to be true and that you're not wanting to face and look at that and accept it. And that's partially keeping you from being able to make a decision. It's keeping you internally conflicted. And again, if you're trying to create something awesome for your life, it's going to be really hard to do that if you're internally conflicted. This feels like a reading that's telling me like the writing is on the wall, and you can not look at that if you want. You can pretend like it's not there and leave your blinders on if you want, but you're not the one in control of whether this is dead and over with or not. They are, and they've made their final decision. Now, if you still have questions you want answered about this situation or your relationship, click on any of the videos that just appeared on your screen right now. And when you do, you'll be taken to more Virgo love readings that can give you more insight and more clarity about what's really going on in your particular situation. And I'll see you in the next video.